So what do medic alert bracelets have in common with real estate safety? Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about real estate safety app tech, and it could be not just real estate safety. It could be safety in general, because these types of tools are not just for real estate agents. They are can be used by anybody. This is Safe Realty, the podcast with me, Shannon Cutler, where I am on a mission to educate my listeners so that they don't become the next news true crime headline. As a former police officer with 18 years of investigative experience and now real estate agent, I teach realtors how to handle their own security in vulnerable situations and develop best safe business practices. So whether you're a real estate agent or anybody who wants to learn safety tools, especially this episode will be for you, because we talk through some tech and some cool gadgets. Please leave a review for this podcast and share it, because anybody and everybody will get some value out of today's episode. Now, I have a couple quick things to say about some safety apps. I am not a techie, so I am not going to claim to be the techie expert on these apps. However, most people have heard of a couple of them, like Life360. That's everywhere on the media. There's the Apple like family sharing, which you can set up emergency contacts. And then our real estate board just provided us with this app called MyEforce. And it's very similar product to Life360. Life360 is an app for, it's really advertised to be for family tracking and sharing. And they use the tile trackers, those little tiles, that tech product, for the tracking purposes. It's to track your loved ones, recover lost things, road safety, crash protection, identity theft. They have SOS application, all really cool things. And they have like 24/7 monitoring, which is really interesting. So for example, I'm going to talk about Eforce just because I've used it. Life360 activates in the same way. So I set the Eforce app up on my cell phone. If you have a smartwatch, you can put the app on your smartwatches as well, so you can activate these apps via your watch. As I said a little bit earlier, I'm not super techie. I'm going to talk about a little bit of tech, but just so you know, this year I have got a podcast going and had to learn 100 systems for that. And I had to set up a Starlink system at our remote cabin. So my tech energy is used up for the year. I know it's halfway through the year, and I will keep the podcast going and I will keep learning some of these things. But if you want to really dig into these products, my recommendation is to click on the links below in the show notes. I'm going to add all those at the end, and go to the websites, go to the apps and watch the videos. There's probably YouTube videos for each of them. It shows how the products work. It gives you in-depth lessons. You can actually sign up for workshops into how to use the tech the best. So that's what I recommend doing. This is just an overview. So I set Eforce up on my phone. I don't wear a watch. I can't stand watches. There's too much connectivity. I don't want to be connected to anybody outside of what I need to on my phone. So with this Eforce, you have to enable all your notifications. So allow your location, your phone, your voice, your video, all the stuff to be used. And what I did is I started a safety timer, and I set a 2-minute safety timer. I watched the phone for 2 minutes to see what would happen. I sent my husband, who's my emergency contact, a text, and I said, hey, when this 2 minutes comes up, I'm safe at home. I'm trying this tech out, so I know that it functions. So 2 minutes went by, and then I went I wanted it to run the timer out. I thought it would just go to him. Well, it says SOS has been activated, and you can then start a recording at any point during this safety timer, you can record a video or your voice or put a text in. So as soon as it ended, the 2 minutes ended, I did a video. It said SOS has been activated. And I was like, oh shit. Well, like, I hope that just means going to my husband. And then, so I tapped a recording. I turned the phone to me and I said, it's me. I'm just testing this tech out. I'm at home. I'm safe. And it's like very short. It only gives you 5 seconds. So you can keep doing that. If you were in an emergency, you could tap that and it would record, you could like record a street sign where you are, or a face of somebody who is with you, or a car, or anything. Like, it's really cool because you can actually record for 5 seconds what's around you. If it's facing you, you can, say something if you need to, but it allows you to record without speaking. So a person, emergency services, can gather that information if it wasn't a real emergency. You can also text. And I sent a text. I said, I'm at home. I don't know how to deactivate this now that the process is gone. You cannot. Once the SOS has been activated, you cannot stop it. Eforce calls me 2 times because the first time they called and the lady got my text at the same time, so she canceled. But the other person, the other operator, saw that the call was still in SOS mode. She called me and I said, look, this is who I am. This is what happened. I apologize. What do I do? She goes, I don't know. I'm just a dispatcher at this end. I just take the SOS as a true emergency and I have to follow the process. So it's true. It works. It was very fast. And they would call me, and had they not been able to reach me, then they would and verify that it was not an emergency. We're hitting 911 and they're going to the next thing. So start a safety timer. I'm going to end the timer because am I safe? Yes, I'm safe. You can start I'm at a showing and I'm not getting a great feeling. This is a little bit awkward. I'm going to give myself 3 minutes. And at 3 minutes, if I don't hit cancel, I'm going to go to SOS mode. If I do hit cancel, okay, things are okay, but this guy's still a bit creepy, or these people are weird. I'm going to add another 3, or I'm going to add 5 minutes. So those are really great things to do. You could use it and go for a run, or go, I have to leave my office. It's dark. I have to walk to my car now, which is a 15-minute walk. Okay, I'm going to activate this during my walk, and let your emergency people know. Or if you don't have that and you're, young and single in a new city. I know a little girl, I shouldn't say little girl, she's little to me, but she's 18, living in a city on her own. There's a couple halfway houses nearby between where she has to walk to get her Starbucks and where her house is. I know she goes out at night because she's 18. And this is a great thing then for her to be, okay, it takes me 15 minutes to walk to Starbucks. So I'm going to hit on when I leave my place. I'm going to walk to Starbucks. When I get there, I'm going to hit end timer. She's safe. Now she's got her Starbucks. She's going to walk back. She's going to start it again. And should she not make it back or encounter a problem, emergency contacts are going to be notified. SOS is going to go on. This is really cool. I love it. I am going to use it, but I am going to be very mindful if I turn it on to turn it off, because you don't want to, by accident, call 911 or enact emergency services. There's also an SOS button where you can just hit SOS in it. That's really cool. Okay, Life360 works the same. They have it works the same, but they have a ton of extras that they allow in with their memberships. Our real estate board is paying for our Eforce. Your Life360 has like medical assistance, disaster response. It is another level up, totally different. Not totally different, but totally different level if you need that extra level. It's awesome. You can start your plans for free. It's focused on safety for families, but it can be used by anybody. I mean, your Life360, your circle of people could be in your office, depending on what you do. Maybe you're a healthcare nurse. That's also effective. Or you're a forest firefighter and you're in the forest by yourself, or you're in a high risk situation. Perhaps you need to enact a level of extra protection. Maybe you're out on an oil rig in the middle of winter, or out and walking in the Arctic tundra. You never know. These are all applicable uses for this tech, and I think it's really, really cool. Just try it out. If you can afford to go out for dinner, if you can afford to go to Starbucks and get a venti what did my daughter get today? Like, well, not venti because I would never buy her a venti, but it was like a strawberry acai, light ice, vanilla foam, cold foam, shaken not stirred. This whole crazy. I mean, when did our kids get to be so high maintenance? I guess I just like, I'll have coffee, add some cream. Anyways, if you can afford to go to Starbucks and get your coffee and get yourself a snack, you can afford to buy this tech and pay for a membership. And what's more important than our safety? And if you're a real estate agent or in business, this is a write-off. You can use this as a business expense. There are no excuses. No excuses. So get on it. I will link up in the show notes, as I said before. One tech that has come up recently in a talk I did, a young female agent said her dad had bought her Invisawear. Invisawear is exactly what it says, invisible wear. They are products that you wear on your body. For example, they have pendants on necklaces, charms for bracelets or charms for your necklace, keychains, actual bracelets, fitness bands. You don't, they're actually quite cute. You put it on a necklace or on your watch band or wherever you want to wear it. Excuse me. break, cut out the cough. That's great. Cough is cut out. So you put it on and it's very an unassuming product that you're wearing. It looks like you're just wearing like a regular necklace or pendant or bracelet. If you get into trouble, you double click the back of the item 2 times, and then it takes it to the same thing as what you're doing with these other Life360 products. It goes first to your emergency contact, lets them know that you've activated it. If you don't respond in time with your person, then it will be activated via your their monitoring system, and you don't deactivate the emergency click that you just made. We're going to go to 911 and they're going to come to you. So it's really, really, really cool. In Canada, TELUS has partnered with Invisawear to be our monitoring in this area. And in the US, it's ADT. I have looked at a lot of these products are available worldwide, not in every country, but they are available worldwide. Sometimes you just need to go and activate it. Like if you were traveling somewhere, you might want to activate let the process. Okay, let's back up a second. If you were traveling, you might want to let the monitoring system know, or there might be a setting within the app or within the tech that you're traveling. So that's something that you might need to do. When my son travels to Europe next year, I am going to get him one of these items that will then allow him to, if he gets into trouble, he'll be with a group of people, but still, it just is one of those layers of protection that if he was somewhere and it got into trouble, he would be able to activate it, and then we'd be able to assist him in some way. I'm hoping that it will be activatable, usable in Europe, and if not, then we'll find other types of tech or types of gadgets to use. So I won't get too deep in it. I think it's really great to have these tools at our fingertips. They're not that expensive. With the Invisawear, again, I think it's $12 to $15 a month. It's a really reasonable price. You connect it to an app, like all of these are, and then when you double click it, you have live video calling with it, which is what I just use on Eforce, where you can record a bit of a screenshot of where you are. A few seconds, you can use it to say, look, I'm walking to my car in a large hospital parking lot near a, a high risk, I don't know, halfway house or a high risk area. Please walk me to my car, make sure nothing happens. So you can activate the app for other things as well. You're in a ride share with somebody and something doesn't feel right. There's so many applications for it. You can voice activate with a secret passphrase. This is kind of good to have. We've talked about passphrases on other episodes. I have it with my kids. So say you're in a group, alone with somebody, in a ride share, on the bus, wherever, and you don't want to be like, this guy's creeping me out, or this girl's creeping me out, or this person's going crazy, I need help. Maybe you have your own passphrase that you've set up within the app and you say, I've lost my pink lipstick again. That's your passphrase that you set up. The system activates with that passphrase and then sends the appropriate help. It goes up from level. Emergency contacts level up. And if it's SOS and you set that up with it, then that's what'll happen. It'll activate the appropriate response. Again, these Invisawear has the safety timers, and every quarter they offer self-defense classes for customers, virtual self-defense classes, which I think is super, super cool. So I think that's a great extra that it offers. Check out these things in the links and see if there's anything that suits you that you could potentially try out for your family, for your young ones. I have teenagers, one that's coming up to be a teenager. And I hope she's not like me. I don't think she is. But if, in the 80s and 90s, my gosh, man, my parents would have loved to have a tracker on me to find out all the crazy places I went, and even maybe sneaking out in the middle of the night. I don't know if I'd want to have been tracked, but maybe I would have been happy because some of the sketchy situations that me and my friends found ourselves in, this could have come in handy. I probably would have found myself grounded a lot more than I was had I been caught, or maybe just felt a bit safer, because there were some times when, you didn't, where's the nearest payphone? Well, thank gosh we don't have that same setup anymore. One thing I always carry with me, I've mentioned this on previous episodes, is a body alarm. I take it to all my showings, or if I'm walking in the forest, or if I'm, downtown in a big city and I don't feel safe. It's very, very obscene, loud noise that will attract attention. Bad guys don't like attention. It will attract, maybe you've fallen and you've hurt yourself. This will attract attention and draw somebody or something to you to assist you. You can get them on Amazon, $5-7 each. Canadian Tire. They're very audible. We're not going to go into weapons as far as like a tech or a tool on this situation. This is not part of this episode. We've talked about it before. I'm just going to leave it at that, and you can go back to those episodes and re-listen. And I think we will revisit that topic because it has come up lately again on a recent episode of a podcast where I was interviewed, and they asked about carrying pepper spray and weapons, because in the US, it was a US based podcast. They in this state they carry guns, and it's a different conversation altogether. So we're not going to talk about weapons or use of it at this particular point. I've said my piece on the self-defense episodes, and this is just to speak towards like the potential to have this cool tech that is going to assist you without being assuming. Okay, that's the wrap. I think we'll leave some resources for you, but I do suggest that you check out Life360 or MyEforce, depending on your situation and depending on your family or the purpose for it. There's so many uses for it. There are a ton of other apps out there that these are not the only two. These are just the two that I am familiar with. And check out the Invisawear, this sneaky necklaces and bracelets that you can have on your body that can provide you with some quiet safety that will activate your emergency contacts, potentially 911 or SOS, should you need some extra help. There's so many uses for it. So I have a special offer, a little discount to offer my listeners at Invisawear. It's 10% off your purchase, which can add up when it's over $100. And you have to go to invisawear.kckb.st/Safe Realty. So your discount code is /Safe Realty, and they will offer you 10% off your purchase. And you can share that link. You can share that discount with everybody. I will also link that discount in the show notes. If you want to click right from the show notes into Invisawear, you'll get a flashy little congratulations. I sent you 10% off your purchase, and it will allow you to get this wearable safety technology that much easier. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so much for taking your safety seriously, and for sticking with it, because all of these things we talk about have the potential to really keep you safer, keep someone that you know safer, someone in your office, someone in your family, someone in your school or class or whatever it is. So I would love to know if you use any of these apps or any of this tech. Please reach out to me and share on social media. Links are below. And your experience and your feedback could really help somebody else and may be able to, shed some insight on how we can use these best in our lives. Please leave a rating and review on this show so that others just like you can help find me and find ways to keep themselves safer. I hope you have a wonderful couple weeks. I will talk to you soon. Be safe, everyone.